At Chick-fil-A, I don't ever do the mac and cheese, but the girls every now and then will like mac and cheese, chicken nuggets, and they'll want to cut up their chicken nuggets, put it in their mac and cheese, and then drizzle a little of the Polynesian sauce, which is like the sweet and sour sauce.
Okay.
And not a lot, but I'm like, that's a lot of flavors in that dish right there.
I don't know if I would go... The chicken added to the mac and cheese makes sense to me.
Right.
Adding the sweet and sour?
Right.
Doesn't sound so hot, but that would be a good circumstance for some sriracha, maybe.
Right.
Just a little bit, though. Just a little bit.
Sriracha and mac and cheese.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Yeah, that kind of sounds... Maybe I would get on mac and cheese bandwagon that way. I'm not a mac and cheese person, but maybe sriracha would bring me around.
Yeah, I just feel ready to go to sleep after I have mac and cheese. I also feel kind of fat. So
okay,
I kind of avoid it. But it was one of my favorites when I was a kid. Yeah.
My sister's like, we're bringing mac and cheese. I'm like, oh, okay. And she's like, no, it's homemade. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, no, it's really good. I'm like, I don't like mac and cheese. I'm sure it's fantastic. I'm glad that you love it.
Wait, so it would have been better had it not been homemade mac and cheese?
Well, I think I thought she was bringing like the blue box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I don't get excited about mac and cheese. Sorry.
Okay. Other pastas that were spaghetti?
I love spaghetti.
Oh, okay.
I love spaghetti. I make a mean spaghetti.
Oh, that just reminded me of the meatloaf you mentioned when we were talking about popcorn. You had talked about the popcorn bowl is the same as your meatloaf bowl. I assume that means that's where you assemble the pre-loafed meat?
That's where you mix the meat.
Right.
Yeah, that's where we make the meatloaf.
You don't drop the block of meatloaf in there and everyone just takes turns putting their hand in and picking at it.
No. And my dad was the best at meatloaf. And when he was really sick, because I'd always just called him when I made the meatloaf. And it was, never anything like measured. It was just, little of this, little of that. So when he could still go to the kitchen, I made him sit there in the chair and talk to me through a meatloaf and so I could write down the instructions. And it's so funny because the measurements are like in the popcorn bowl. I don't have the popcorn bowl. My mom has the popcorn bowl. So it's like, when you do the milk, just do 3 glugs in the popcorn bowl. And when you do the A1, just do a there and back in the popcorn bowl. I was like, oh, that's sweet.
That's a great story, Kate.
I know. Popcorn bowl and meatloaf and my daddy.
You guys wash it between uses?
Never. That's what gives the popcorn good flavor. And meatloaf. Yes, you wash it.
It's the symbiotic relationship of popcorn and meatloaf.
Right. I'm trying to think if she uses it for anything else.
Got to have a little bit of raw beef from time to time to build the immune system, I think. Isn't that a thing? Is that a thing?
That's why we haven't had COVID. I'm trying to think what else she uses. I don't know what else she uses.
Sorry, slow burn on that joke for me. Sorry.
Sorry.
It took a bit for that one to ping around my empty skull. Go on. Before it hit something. Ting, ting, ting. Goink. Oh, okay. Haha, yeah.
Got it.
COVID protection from all the raw beef throughout life. Okay.
I know.
All right, so now that I've, consumed that joke, go on.
I don't know. I don't know what else she uses the popcorn bowl for.
Oh, okay.
Except for meatloaf. But it's not called the meatloaf bowl. It's called the popcorn bowl.
Wear it as a hat.
Right. It looks like Spudnik.
Sure.
Sure. And that when people, they'd have the potato costume and then they'd have the metal bowl on their head. Say, I'm Spudnik.
Oh, I'm unfamiliar with this character.
Okay.
Is this a cartoon?
I feel like I've seen it. No. I know for sure Friends, but I feel like I've seen it somewhere else. Ross is dressed up as Spudnik and Ross? Chandler.
So I search for Spudnik.
Look up, it's Ross, Spudnik costume.
Yeah, I searched for Spudnik here, yeah. Mainly I'm seeing some kind of brand of tractor, it looks like. Spudnik Equipment Company. Or maybe a cell. It's Spudnik. Yeah, Spudnik. Is it some combine-looking thing? Okay. And then there's Spudnik, which is an animated potato in outer space. That makes sense, because of the whole satellite, the Russian satellite, right?
Right.
Oh, and then eventually down toward the bottom of the page, yep, there's Ross. He's supposed to be the satellite. Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
But see how he's got the bowl on his head?
Mm-hmm. I do. And with antennas coming off it. Antennae.
Antennae? Mm.
I know someone who says antenna. Actually, I know multiple people that say antenna.
Like Tana? Not Tenna?
Yeah.
Weird.
Isn't that wild? Okay.
Weird.
So, there you go. Cooking tips with Matt and Kate.
Get you a popcorn bowl.
Yeah, the popcorn bowl that I use is stainless steel.
Yeah?
I haven't made meatloaf in there, though. Sorry.
No. Do you make meatloaf?
No.
I didn't think so.
Nope, I don't think I ever have. My mom makes some good meatloaf.
Yeah?
Yep. Pretty good.
I like meatloaf, and I'm glad that my kids like meatloaf.
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite about meatloaf is the next day. Like the night of meatloaf, it's like, it's okay. But the next day, and meatloaf sandwiches are my favorite.
Yeah, I hear. Do you end up eating the meatloaf cold on the sandwich?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I think if you were explaining to someone from a foreign country how I like meatloaf, they'd be like, that sounds awful. But
you don't think that they would just be put off by the fact that meatloaf exists in the first place?
Wait a second. But do you eat cold cheeseburgers? No. But you eat cold meatloaf sandwiches? Yeah. Okay.
Meatloaf seems like an American dish, so I would think.
I think so. Yeah. But I mean, like if you explained it to somebody who's never heard of meatloaf.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the sandwich part. If someone came from a foreign country.
Well, both.
Oh, okay.
Both. Because I don't eat cold cheese. When we have leftover cheeseburgers, I warm it up. I eat it as a cheeseburger. But when we have leftover meatloaf, I eat it cold.
An American singer and actor. He's noted for his powerful, wide-ranging voice in theatrical live shows.
I mean, it's a slab of meat that normally is served warm that I like cold with mayonnaise, ketchup, lettuce, and salt.
I would never have called it a slab of meat.
Well, you cut it to fit your bread, so it's...
I don't know. I think of a slab of meat like
ribs.
It came off the animal that way. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Or like a roast or
bread size slice of meat.
Hunk, maybe.
Hunk. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I like this. The Wikipedia for meatloaf, by the way, has a lovely picture.
I doubt it. He's gross.
No, I went back to the main.
The actual meatloaf. Okay.
Yeah, I do have both tabs open though.
Okay.
The photo of Meatloaf himself is not good. That's too recent of a Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Meatloaf in July of 2019 is not a very handsome Meatloaf. I mean, yes. Relatively handsome Meatloaf. Birth name, Marvin Lee Aday. He's been fooling us all these years.
All these years, your mother never named you Meatloaf.
73 years old, Kate. He was in Fight Club.
Was he really?
I think so, right?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Fight Club. Yeah, he is. He's in Fight Club.
He is.
Yeah, you should watch that after you watch Misery with the kids. After popping up some corn. Pop some corn and watch Misery, followed by Fight Club. Be a good double feature for the whole family.
There we go. Now I'm on Meatloaf Images.
Oh.
Not the singer. I'm looking at Meatloaf. So I'm like, that doesn't look bad. That doesn't look like mine.
Oh, you're on Google Images or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Monty's a kitchen sink Meatloaf. He's like, let's throw this in. Let's throw that in. I'm like, no. Stick to the recipe.
Oh, yeah, I don't blame him.
But...
like, let's see how many vegetables we can mush in here kind of thing, or what? Or
like cheese and...
oh.
Stuff. I don't do that.
Cheese.
Thanks, but no thanks. And sometimes he wants to try the barbecue meatloaf or the bacon wrapped meatloaf or
barbecue?
There's the meatloaf with an egg in it.
Oh,
I'm like, I don't think so. There's a cheeseburger meatloaf. It's Italian meatloaf looks real good. Probably because it's smothered in mozzarella. Yum.
Meatloaf in 2009 is the photo Wikipedia has all the way down toward the bottom, and that's the one they should have used as the featured photo at the top. It's far more in his prime Meatloaf.
Ham and mozzarella stuffed meatloaf. Ugh.
Ham and mozzarella stuffed?
Yeah. I'm out.
Okay.
And some of these toppings look like Jell-O on top or frosting. I'm like, no, that's not.
Yeah, and that egg meatloaf. I tell you what, once you start adding eggs to other food items, I feel like more and more it's got to be a runny yolk, and I don't think you could probably achieve that on a Or maybe you wouldn't even want to.
I don't know how.
On a meatloaf.
In this picture, it looks like a hot or a hard-boiled egg.
Yeah, I think that's the only way it would come out, yeah.
How does it not get overcooked then, you know?
I don't think it'd be a good addition. I think maybe just the aesthetic, if you cut the meatloaf in half and you see it staring at you. But yeah.
Wink, wink. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Give your meatloaf some personality.
At our Halloween party, my mom found a cookbook that she had from when we were kids that was like, Halloween themed foods. And one of them was Dead Man's Meatloaf. And she was reading some of these recipes to the girls, and Elliot had like a writing project right around Halloween, and she did a recipe for Dead Man's Meatloaf from memory about what my mom talked about, but also added her own like spin because it wasn't going to be a real, so it wasn't like ground beef. It was like grab some zombie bodies, and it was pretty disturbing. My mom was very proud.
So what's in it?
I can't remember.
That makes it Dead Man-ish. Okay.
I know I've got it. And it was like a dash of cat hair, weird things, eyeballs, only if they're squished.
So this...
You wanted to know what was in Elliot's.
Well, so this isn't something that you actually...
Right. Not what was in the recipe.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it was... Okay, never mind. It's a secret recipe. That's okay. It's a family recipe you don't want to share, I guess.
Right. No, I think it was just, it was a meatloaf recipe, but it was trying to make it sound spooky. So it inspired Elliot's creative writing project that they had to write a fake recipe, Halloween related, and she picked Dead Man's Meatloaf. So she picked all these like spooky things to add to Dead Man's Meatloaf.
Well, you know how I like the word spooky.
I do.
Man, there's lots of Halloween around here recently. You're bringing up the Dead Man's Meatloaf. Someone brought in leftover Halloween candy in the break room. Interestingly enough, has no chocolate. It's only the fruity kind. There's no chocolates in there.
No chocolates.
Wonder what happened to all the chocolate ones before it showed up here. But whatever. We'll take what we can get. But seriously, come on. At least have one mini Snickers in there for...
Come on. Three Musketeers.
Come on.
Nothing?
The
peanut butter cups and the Butterfingers are gone.
Yeah, well, at least in the vending machine, the 3-cup peanut butter cups are finally at. I felt like those would have... I feel like no one wanted to buy like the last remaining 2-cup pack of peanut butter cups. And so finally someone did the public service of buying the final pack of 2-cup peanut butter cups, thus bringing the 3-cup packs to the front at the same price. So
nice.
That was a hero right there.
Yes, slow clap for that person. I was going to see if anybody responded to our Matt and Kate while I was on here.
Okay.
Because I got really nervous. Okay, so you said post it, so I was like, okay, I'll post it. And then I looked and I saw there was a notification from one of the moms at our school who is like, I admire this mom. I think like super highly of this woman. She works at our church. Like, I just think she's really fun, but at the same time, I'm like, oh gosh, that was way too out there for this particular woman. If she's calling me out, I'm going to throw up. No, she was posting on another post.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, thank goodness that she didn't say anything. Like maybe she didn't see that post.
Or she saw it and she's just keeping her disappointment to herself, Kate.
Oh gosh. That's what I was.
Yeah.
Please don't. But she had a comment, much like your mama had a comment on the when I was looking for people to follow on Instagram and Twitter and whatever social other medias there are, YouTube, about lifestyle and home organization and life hacks. Like, who do you recommend to follow? And your mom gave me some good ones, and then she said, "Pay your kids." I was like, what? She said that they've been...
This other person said pay your kids, not my mom.
Yes, not your mom.
Okay.
Your mom did not say that. No. This other mom who I admire said that this year that they've been paying their girls every week, and they've been getting chores done, and like there's no clutter, and they've been putting the responsibility on the girls, and they said it's worked really well. So I was like, I like that idea. I like that idea a lot.
an allowance, basically.
Right.
In exchange for chores. So I was curious, have you started doing this yet or no?
No, the girls and I kind of talked about it last night, and they're like, well, we already do the chores. And I'm like, yeah, but this way you do them without me telling you to, and you just do it because you want to earn money. And when you do it, then you say, hey, Mom, I unloaded the dishwasher. And I go, oh, okay. I didn't have to say unload the dishwasher 18 times, because if I have to say it 18 times, I'm not paying you.
Well, are you paying as you go, or are you going to have like a payday if you're... I don't know.
We haven't really ironed things out, but I would say payday. And I'm kind of tempted to go like print off some fake money and pay as we go. And then they can like treat me as an ATM on Friday and like turn in their cash. And I'm like, all right, you earned $500. So that means you earned $5. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. And that way, if they lose the play money, you can punish them by them not getting any money.
Exactly. You got to take care of your money. Yeah. Yeah. So I haven't thought everything through, but I still feel like I need a system, especially with setting up the new house. I need something so that it doesn't get to like, I don't know, overwhelming. So, and Minimal Mom says just throw everything away. And you don't need a system, anything.
Yeah. The more I hear about this minimalist mom, the more I'm like, I don't think so. I want to disqualify this minimalist person, Kate.
Do you?
Kind of. I don't know. I think quickly you end up walking around nude like we discussed previously.
I don't think nude. You just wear the same thing for 9 months.
Right. You got holes in all your clothes, even though you can afford to replace them and all that.
They do. Okay, so they live out on a farm. The Minimal Mom lives on a farm. They've got 4 kids, and it's an old farmhouse that they've been, what do you call it? Remodeling and whatever. But then they have a camper, a pretty decent sized camper that they've been slowly but surely like upgrading. So like, I don't know, are you going minimal so that you can pick up and leave for, like a week and a half on your vacation? Or
well, has she talked about her ambitions to hit the road with this thing, or?
I haven't gotten that far. I think they're going camping soon. But I've got a new video that I'm supposed to watch today that is about getting rid of like going through papers, and how going through papers isn't as terrifying as you think it is.
Oh, you're supposed to watch. Are you setting a daily goal of number of minimalist moms to watch, or?
Yeah, so she had a new video come out a couple days ago, but I had a lot of stuff to do, and I told myself that if you get your stuff done, you can watch that video today. So I got to get all my stuff done, and then I'm going to watch her video, because her videos are kind of long too, Matt. They're like 15 minutes long.
Look at Minimalist Mom with the maximalist length of YouTube video.
I know. My Do It on a Dime gal is about 7 minutes, and I'm good. But I have to really bank out time for those 15 minutes with the Minimalist Mom. You sound so angry.
Well, I do find myself a little bit upset with this minimalist mom from what I've heard so far.
I'm going to tell her something.
Well, yeah, minimalist mom is very conservative with the amount of things that she wants to enter your home, but she's quite aggressive with the number of minutes of your schedule she's willing to take. Interesting how that works. Okay.
Maybe not aggressive, maybe just more explanatory.
I'm not saying this minimalist mom is the worst thing to ever happen.
Right.
She's pretty far down that list.
Thank you.
But
clearing that up.
But my eyebrow, my left eyebrow continues to inch further and further. It's going to be off soon enough. I'm just going to have one eyebrow, Kate.
Just one.
This one's just going to be raised and it's going to hit the ceiling. I don't know.
It's going to evacuate.
Yeah. Yes, it's going to just evacuate my face.
Bye.
Oh, what did I just step on? Oh, that's Matt's eyebrow.
Is that a caterpillar? No.
Minimalist mom drove his eyebrow right off his face.
Right off his face.
Okay, well, I don't want to seem too mean about minimalist mom in case... I mean, I don't care if I, hurt your feelings about minimalist mom, Kate, but any of our listeners who might be into her... what
I'm trying to do right now, Matt, is I'm trying to, filter your voice out of my head so that when I go to watch this video, I'm not going, ugh, Matt's eyebrow. I can feel it raising after that one thing she just said. Like, don't pay attention to what Matt said. Listen to what she said. Now, what did she say? No, you're thinking about Matt's eyebrow right now. Matt would say, I don't know about this right now. So I am going to
Matt's eyebrow.
Try to hear you and then let it be gone.
Well, similar to what I said when we talked about minimalist mom versus do it on a dime mom versus any other advice one might consume via YouTube or various other internet sources, to absorb it all and then, like a sponge, and then wring it out and use the things that make sense for you.
Right.
But this minimalist mom character, I don't know.
And she sounds shady.
Yeah, all you got to do is first move to a farm. Okay, go with me on this.
Hear me out.
Yeah. Thanks, minimalist mom. I'll get right on that.
Yeah, with an excess of land and chores.
Yeah. Do you know how long it would take you to walk to Chad and Anna's, Jean and Kim's, or Kevin and Valerie's if you lived on a farm and they were your farm neighbors, Kate? If you needed to get, maybe if you had a farm, you'd have a cow and have your own milk. But if you needed to borrow sugar or something like that.
Right.
You know how far you'd have to walk if you lived on a farm. Minimalist mom, consider Kevin and Valerie, Chad and Anna, Jean and Kim.
I mean, we're not far from farmland at the new house. So maybe not that far, but not doing the farm life. It is for a lot of people. It's not for me.
And for anyone not familiar, I have memorized Kate's future neighbors' names. You'll be hanging out with them often here in a couple of,
I hope.
In a couple months, you'll see them.
I will wave at them.
And then soon enough, you guys will be having house parties when you're all vaccinated up, You
guys want to sit in the driveway 6 feet apart? Bring your own chair.
Yeah. Yeah, you won't be able to do keg stands for a while, but,
I'm okay with that.
Although you could do keg stands if everyone brought their own tap.
Bring your own keg.
You bring your own keg. And then each of you has a significant other at the moment, so they could be the one holding the legs. I don't know, can you hold Monty up in the air, you think, for a keg stand?
Oh, you think I can't?
Yeah, you're pretty ripped, so, okay.
Yes, I can. Put my back into it.
Yeah. You know how many keg stands I've assisted, Matt? Come on.
I know. I almost said that, but I was like, no. But it's true.
I could help a 500-pound man do a keg stand. Muscle memory from college.
Muscle memory, right?
And the rest of my 20s. And my 30s.
Yeah. You want to talk about the Wienermobile?
Yes, I do. Have we talked about the Wienermobile before?
Like the proposal?
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yes. So Oscar Mayer Wienermobile is hiring drivers for 2021 to drive around the country for the whole year. So if you've been thinking, you know what, kids can go remote, pack up the family and drive around the country in the Wienermobile. I don't know if the kids are included in this job application, but it's a thought.
You don't know if the job comes with children to tote around?
Right. I mean, your husband could follow you in the minivan as you're driving the Wienermobile.
Oh, I meant like two children who didn't know.
Oh, okay.
No, just random children included. Okay.
Random children included in the Wienermobile. That sounds wrong in so many ways.
Is there a place to sleep inside the Wienermobile? Do you know?
I don't know that for sure. So I don't think it's like a camper. I don't think the Wienermobile is like a RV.
Yeah, the Wienermobile is pretty long and girthy. I think you might be able to fit a family in there.
27-foot long Wienermobile. I mean, how cool would that look on your resume that you spent a whole year driving the country in the Wienermobile?
Yeah, I met a guy who drove the Wienermobile once.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I helped him at the Apple store.
This sounds like a really beginning to a dirty joke. Go.
No, I just helped him at the Apple store, and of course, if I drove the Wienermobile, I too probably would be volunteering that to everyone. So you just let me know that.
See my sweet ride out there? Did he have it there?
No, I think it'd be hard to fit your Wienermobile onto the Country Club Plaza. I don't know where you would park.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ye of little faith, Matt.
I guess I've just never wielded such a vehicle before.
Oh, come on. It was perfect. Perfect. You've never wielded
a Wienermobile of that size before, Kate. Is that what that was?
27-foot long Wienermobile. So, they didn't have a salary posted, Matt. But a couple of years ago, when they were looking for drivers, it was about $30,000. So you're not going to get rich.
Okay.
Wielding a 27-foot Wienermobile around the country, but
it'll get you lots of ladies.
Lots of ladies.
Yeah, that's definitely a job where it's about the benefits, the perks of driving around how long is it?
27 foot.
And how wide is it?
I don't know. Doesn't say that. If you want to apply, you have to do it before the end of the month. Go to the Kraft Heinz website.
We're running out of month.
Still time.
Yeah, act now. Supplies are limited.
Still time. I can put that on our Facebook page, too.
Okay, there you go. Check out the Matt and Kate Facebook for all kinds of engaging content. Including that Wienermobile story.
Including Wienermobile Opportunities. Hey, Matt, are you afraid of needles?
No, I found so long as that I'm not looking at it when it goes into my arm.
Right?
Yeah, so long as I look away.
Yeah.
I can watch once it's, pardon the expression, inserted. I can watch it either withdraw or inject. Yeah. But just watching it puncture the skin's not my favorite.
Yeah.
How about you? I'm
okay with shots. I'm not great with IVs or getting blood drawn. I have rolling veins, so they look really fat and they look really juicy. And the phlebotomist is like, "Oh, I'm going to go after this guy," and then it rolls, and then they end up puncturing just my arm for fun, and they have to do it over and over and over again. It's no fun.
Gotcha.
But I'm not afraid of needles so much, but a lot of people, there's a name for it, right? It's called trypanophobia, and it's the fear of needles.
Okay.
And so with the vaccinations arriving, if you are one of those people who are afraid of needles, I've got some tips for you to help you.
All right.
So if you are a trypanophobiac, I just made that up.
It sounds like that's the fan club for it.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm in the fan club for fear of needles.
Thank you. Card-carrying member.
Is that available on a hat or a shirt?
Yes, it says trypanophobiac, and it's got lightning bolts and maybe some stars.
Oh, man, that sounds like a hot design there, Kate.
Thanks.
All right.
Thanks. So if you are afraid of needles, number one, you're supposed to be upfront and open about it. Doctors and nurses, they're used to people not liking needles. They're used to people being scared. They're pretty sensitive and good at calming people down, but don't try to hide it is tip number one.
Here comes the needle. Or here comes the airplane, I guess.
Pokey, pokey, pokey. You
would say, here comes the airplane. Into the vein. That's how one might do that.
No.
Or not.
Number two. Or not. Number two, think about why you are doing it. And think about comparing it to something else that you can calm yourself down long enough to push through it. So you're getting the shot, you're getting the vaccination, to do your part. Think of how much worse COVID would be. So think of those things like this is important. This is why I'm doing it. Number three, try some deep breathing. Take a few breaths. I think that's the important thing in all of this is make sure that you are breathing. Visualize yourself in a comfortable place. Remember that it's going to be over fast, lickety-split. And you may even want to start doing some deep breathing or meditation in the car on the way there. So they say don't wait to start doing the deep breathing when you're in the chair. Just start deep breathing on your way. Number four, distract yourself. So talk to somebody in the room about something totally unrelated. So their idea is to just not come up, to just think about something for a few seconds, something else.
Yeah, how do you store the Tupperware in your house?
Right? Exactly. I was going to say, you could talk about the minimalist mom.
Yeah. Just get furious while I'm getting vaccinated.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. And the last one is don't look. If you're scared, don't look because watching will make you more anxious. So if you're afraid or scared, don't look.
And that's the one that's worked for me. Yep.
There it is.
And then those other ones are helpful to know, too. Yeah.
Those are good.
Thanks, Kate.
Yeah. Matt, the next major holiday is Valentine's Day. So, of course, there's dessert and options for those sweet tooth people. How do you say that?
Sweet tooth people, I think. Because you've got a sweet tooth. Although now I think about it, sweet tooth is that derived from someone who's lost all their teeth except for the one remaining sweet one?
Ew. Is it?
I sure hope so. I doubt it, though.
I thought you were saying, is it for someone who's lost all their teeth because they ate too many sweets?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Oh, ew.
But
okay.
I don't think that's what it's for.
Okay.
I don't think that's what it's about. Oh, he's got a sweet tooth.
Because
one single tooth in his mouth because all the other ones rotted out of his skull because he ate too much sugar and never brushed.
That's so gross to think about. And I have a specific face in mind when I'm like picturing this one tooth grin. Ew.
Yeah, me too.
Ew.
Not the most attractive man I've ever envisioned, but
Right?
Yeah, and it's a guy. Yeah.
It is a guy. Yep. I picture an elderly man. Yep.
So for those sweet tooth people, here are the dentures for you.
Because you're going to need more than just the one. Top and bottom. Ugh.
I need two.
Right. You need two. Just give him 2 teeth. That's it. I don't know. Matt, I felt like I was going someplace with that. Sweet teeth, sweet tooth, basically.
Yeah, something for sweet tooth people.
I mean, Valentine's means there's lots of chocolate around. That's where I was trying to connect the dots to. But
right.
It's not that weird to be talking about Valentine's Day because it's 2 weeks away, 3 weeks away.
2 to 3 weeks away.
But a lot of people, if you're surrounded by chocolate, you might be craving chocolate, right? You're like, oh, I could really go for some chocolate because I see chocolate everywhere because people are getting ready for Valentine's Day. So there's all those chocolates out. But what your body might be trying to tell you is that you're craving something else in your diet. Magnesium.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, I would not have connected this, but dark chocolate is loaded with magnesium, but it's really high in calories. So if you're craving chocolate, be thinking about how can you get more magnesium in your diet, like not grabbing a Toblerone. That's not how you're going to get the magnesium that you need. You can go for some healthier options like fish, nuts, beans, seeds, avocados, and dark leafy greens like spinach.
So you're supposed to eat these things on a regular basis then? Is that what they're saying, to keep this in check? Or you're supposed to use it in that moment of craving?
Well, keep things in check, sure. But if you're craving chocolate, don't just give in to the chocolate. Go, I think my body's trying to tell me that I need more magnesium. So instead of giving into the chocolate, go get some beans or some nuts or seeds. Or This is what I normally grab when I've got a chocolate craving, a spinach salad.
Yeah.
Right? I think this is going to be hard.
It's funny you mentioned this because some friends of mine recently, we use Slack, a couple friend groups of mine. We use Slack as kind of our group messaging area.
Okay.
And it works great for that, by the way. And some friends of mine recently were all posting the various supplements that they're consuming.
Right.
And then lamenting how old they were. Like, oh, so old. Here's my collection of supplements I take. And I believe magnesium was one of the prominent ones. Magnesium and vitamin D.
Yes.
A lot of extolling the benefits of vitamin D, which one typically gets from the sun.
Right. I was just reading about vitamin D the other day and how you're supposed to take vitamin D because, like you just said, you can get vitamin D from the sun, but during the winter, it's hard to get that vitamin D. But even in the summer, you can't absorb the vitamin D. You cannot fully absorb the vitamin D if you're putting on sunscreen. And everybody's talking about how you're supposed to wear sunscreen.
Oh.
So it's like, get the sunshine, but get the sunblock, but then you won't get all the vitamin D. I was just reading about vitamin D the other day.
No, I was curious about that and whether that was true or not.
Well, I read it in a mom's group, so it probably is.
Right, which also told you don't vaccinate your kids and said...
No, I'm not in that mom group, thanks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Different mom group.
Yeah, I'd read before about, like the different times of the year. Like right now the sun is further away
Right.
from us, so you wouldn't absorb as much vitamin D out in the sun right now as you would during the summertime. Then on top of that, with it being cold, not too many people want to hang out outdoors anyway, a lot of the winter time. So
that was the post. Basically, was she noticed her mood was really low and lethargic and kind of crabby, and her doctor said start taking some vitamin D. There's some other things, but vitamin D was the main post, and how she just felt remarkably better getting that vitamin D. And I'm thinking, just send me to the beach for a couple of weeks and I'll feel better. Like,
there you go.
But yeah, so if you want to dig a little deeper than, I'm craving chocolate, I'm going to go get a handful of Hershey Kisses. I'm craving chocolate. That means my body needs magnesium. So like when you're craving ice, I think I heard that means you're low on iron.
When you're craving ice?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know that was a craving one had.
Yeah.
Unless it's summertime and you want an ice cold beverage, a Coca-Cola Classic over some crushed ice or something.
Yeah. When I was pregnant with Elliot, I wanted Sonic Ice all the time. And I didn't want to just like tip my cup back. I wanted to eat it like popcorn.
It made you such an enthusiast. Aren't you looking to acquire some dedicated ice maker for Sonic style ice?
I know.
Are you still thinking about that?
I joke around to Monty about getting one, and he was like, listen, if we're going to get an ice maker, because I said something how we could get one for the counter and it'll be great. And he was like, if we're getting an ice maker, it's going in the garage and it's going to be a big mamma jamma. I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, no, it's not happening. And I was like, oh, why?
You can get one of those countertop ones.
I know.
Small appliance ones. Just get that.
Just get that.
Just order it once you move in. Don't tell Monty, just order it. And
it just shows up on the door.
Tell them it's a bread maker or something.
Yeah, it's a bread maker.
They kind of look like bread makers.
They do. I could say somebody sent us a gift. It's a housewarming present. I don't know who it's from, but it's an ice maker. Looky there. It's a Sonic ice maker.